Hey up, it's that time again, the time to start a new review series, and for this one I decided to take a look at quite an interesting pairing, that being between AGFA, which is the American Genre Film Archives, and 101 Films. These two got together and they've put out it's a relatively new collection on Blu-ray. It's been running since about 2019 I think in the UK. And it seems to be full of low-budget oddities and cult films. I don't have much of an experience with this collection so far. A lot of these will be going in blind, but I have seen a few. There was a Halloween party this year, and we watched a couple, and it made me really interested in what the rest of the collection holds, and I think there's going to be some cool stuff to look at in this. So this video is really just going to serve as a bit of an introduction, talk about the companies, and about what to expect from the series going forward. So let's crack on, shall we? Let's start by taking a look at AGFA. What is AGFA? Well, from what I've gathered, it is a large basement in Austin, Texas, that's been working hard to preserve film negatives and DCPs of genre films since 2009. Now the second question is obviously going to be, what is a genre film? I wasn't sure either starting this, and looking it up, it seems like a lot of people aren't entirely sure either. It's a little hazy on the actual definition. Surely every film is a genre film, and in some ways that is kinda right. From what I've gathered, it is a film that is trying to fit comfortably within a specific genre. And then this genre is used in the advertising and marketing. I've also seen it used as a derogatory term. I think a lot of film snobs think that it's a little lazy because a lot of the films play into specific tropes to fit within that genre. And we're talking genres like sci-fi, fantasy and horror. It's basically everything excluding drama. Now, I did read on Reddit, I think it was on r/screenwriting, a little definition of it's a film that plays into a genre but doesn't play with the genre. So you're not going to start a genre film that's a romance for the first 70 minutes and then in the last 10 minutes it's hardcore gore fest. Now, this does lead into a little contradiction that I've noticed, because looking into the films that AGFA are storing, I did notice that they have a copy of Takeshi Miike's Audition, which is a film that is notorious for playing with the genre. So, I don't know. It's a very loose term, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but it does seem to be something that's playing into a specific genre, and then it's used for marketing. And it seems like AGFA probably just preserve whatever films they feel like doing. And you know what? A company that's goal is to preserve weird cult films is an okay company in my books. So let's move on to 101 Films. This one is a company I've mentioned quite a few times on this channel. They've been going since 2011 and they are a British boutique label specialising in cult films, classic films and horror films. I only own a few of 101 Films' Blu-rays, but I can't complain really. The prints are all pretty good and the price is always very affordable. I'd describe them as sort of a lower mid boutique label where the price is great. You're not going to get the greatest films, but you are going to get some classic, weirdo, low budgety things, and for the price you can't go wrong. So the pairing of these two just seemed really perfect, and that is one of the reasons that my interest was piqued at this collection. So far, 18 films have been released in this collection, mostly consisting of horror and martial arts / action, with country origins been from all over the place, from America to Uganda. The releases look fantastic on a shelf too, all having slipcovers and having different bold coloured spines. Although, two of my Blu-rays are missing the slipcovers, which irks me to no end. These weren't even like second-hand purchases, one came from HMV and one came from the 101 store directly. But what can I do, outside of rebuying the films just for a piece of cardboard? I mean, I'm not that petty, am I? Am I? I don't know, we'll find out. These discs seem packed full of extras as well, sometimes having a whole second feature as a bonus. This is the sort of stuff I really love with this type of release. Although I do think for some of these films, they were just trying to make it worth the money. I plan to go fully in depth on all these releases, which might mean watching 2 features and a bunch of shorts just for one review. The reviews will be released on Thursdays, but please bear with me as some of these discs, as I say, are packed full of stuff, so there might be weeks where there aren't a review out, but keep checking on a Thursday. That's when they'll likely be up at 7 o'clock, as I like to do generally. So, let's get cracking, shall we? Next episode, we are going to be kicking the series off proper with Spine number 1, and we're going to be taking a look at effects.